Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I will be reviewing Doom 2 on the PC. First, we will talk about the story. The story is a lot more simple in Doom 2 compared to the first Doom game. Not to say that the first Doom had a complicated story, but Doom 2 is still very simple. After the events of the first Doom, we are now on Earth. The main objective is to take out all of the demons at the starport on Earth. The starport is being used to evacuate the rest of humanity so then they can be saved. Unfortunately for the humans, they need the starport in order to get off of Earth. So then this means that Doom Guy must take out all the demons in the starport. After taking out all the demons in the starport and saving humanity, Earth is left in ruin, and Doom Guy awaits his inevitable death. Luckily for Doom Guy and humanity, humanity finds the source of the Hell invasion, and it's in the hometown of the Doom Guy. After destroying all of the demons in his hometown, Doom Guy discovers the portal from Hell. He goes through Hell and finds the Icon of Sin. After destroying the Icon of Sin, the portal from Hell to Earth closes, and the Doom Guy is trapped within Hell. This is where the story ends. And I gotta say that the story is pretty good. This is what I like about the first two Doom games, is that the story is very easy to follow and is overall a fun story as well. The sound is pretty much the same as the first game, and I honestly have to say that unfortunately the music is just not as good as it was in the first game. It still has a great soundtrack, but to me there seems to be a lot more iconic soundtrack music from the first game, because I can remember a lot more of that music than I can of the music in this game. The only song from this game that I do enjoy and can recall is the song that plays during the boss battle with the Icon of Sin. Otherwise, my thoughts on the sound are exactly the same as the first Doom game, and that's that the sound is really good for the demons, and you can also predict where they come from just by their sound effects, but that's pretty much it. Like I said before in my past review, there is a lot of replayability to this game, just because of the amount of difficulties that there are. There were definitely some changes made to this game that I did like, and little things that disappointed me. So the changes that I did like were the amount of enemies within each level. I noticed in the first game that there weren't that many enemies in each level, and I was quite disappointed by that, because the gunplay in this game is surprisingly well done. For Doom 2, it seems like they doubled the enemies in each level, and that made a lot of the levels more entertaining to fight the demons in. Also, the map sizes were much larger, and you would think I would complain about this because that was a complaint in the first game, but because they've basically doubled the amount of enemies in each level, that evens it out. So this means that there's even more to explore in each map, as well as more enemies to kill. The next thing I'll talk about is the difficulty. I want to preface this by saying that I did play on easy. I would say that most of the game was pretty easy, and I would almost say too easy for the level easy. It does get pretty hard towards the end, but for the first like 24-ish levels, it's pretty easy. Unfortunately, because of this, I didn't really have a need to use many of the weapons within the game. I actually had to force myself to use different weapons. One weapon that I will say was way too overpowered was the super shotgun. There are multiple things I can point out about this, and one of them is the fact that maybe they should have introduced the super shotgun later on in the game. I think we were introduced to the super shotgun on like level 2, and I feel like that's way too early to introduce such a powerful weapon. I also found that there was way too much ammo for the super shotgun as well, so I would have hoped that they could have maybe had a different ammo type for the super shotgun, so you wouldn't have to rely on it as much. I felt like this gun should have been used like a rocket launcher type of thing, where you have such little ammo that you would only use it sparingly, even though it's such a powerful weapon. I do want to say that I do love the super shotgun. It's just disappointing that it's so powerful that it overshadows many of the other weapons at your disposal. Another thing that I talked about in the first review for the first Doom game was the fact that a lot of the puzzles were really complicated. For Doom 2, they doubled down on this idea of having the puzzles being really complicated. I say this because a lot of the levels were so much larger that it's harder to find a lot of these secrets, and that can get very annoying with the very large maps that are also very complicated. The other big change with this game is the fact that a lot of these secret areas are places where you would find keys to open certain doors. My problem with this idea is the fact that you need to be on the lookout for secret areas, and this can get very frustrating because if an essential object is in a secret area and that secret area is hard to find, you may not be able to finish the level in a certain amount of time because you were spending so much time trying to look through every nook and cranny of the map. I just would have preferred if stuff like that were in more obvious areas. Also, I want to mention, what is up with that map called the Citadel? I will 100% say that this is the worst map of the game. I say this because there's a lot of very narrow walkways that if you miss one step, you'll fall to the poison below. I personally got through the map just fine, but I can see where a lot of people can struggle with this map, and I just don't understand why they had to make such narrow walkways. For me, it takes away from the overall gameplay loop, because you're so used to moving around at a pretty quick pace, so having this thrown at you so late into the game is very odd. There are certain maps, though, that are fantastic. I remember one map called Tricks and Trap, where you would open a certain door and a certain enemy type would be in there, but there would be many of them. This was really fun because you would also have power-ups, so you can just slaughter so many demons at once, and it was just really fun. I also liked the courtyard, just because it was the same concept. Overall, much of this game is the same as the first Doom game, and in my opinion, I'm okay with that, because why fix something that's not broken? Did they add some things that I did not like? Of course, but that doesn't destroy the overall joy that this game gave me. It is a lot of fun just mowing down demons, with a simplistic story and fun overall gameplay. As I said for the first game, I would highly recommend playing this, or even buying it, just because it's that good of a game. Thank you all so much, and see you in the next video.